guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be, I don't really know what I want to call it just yet. I don't know if this is like my go-to glam makeup look as of lately, or if I want to call it my soft glam makeup look. But basically, it's a makeup look. It's a look. It's a makeup look that I've been wearing a lot lately when I want to look put together, but not too done up, but still like really pretty and flawless. I basically came to the conclusion that I wanted to film this video when I went on my Insta stories the other night. I was talking to you guys about my new filming lights, which hopefully you can tell that there's a difference in the lighting of this video. I've been so unhappy with how I've been filming lately because the walls in here just go so green, and the lights that I was using I feel were enhancing all that. But anyways, I got new lights. I went on to my Insta stories the other night to talk to you guys about them. I'm using my hands a lot. And I asked you what videos you wanted to see next because I was feeling inspired. Now that I have new lights, I want to keep filming for you guys. And I just asked you, what do you want to see? What products do you want to see me talk about? And a lot of you guys wanted to see a tutorial on the makeup look that I was wearing in the Insta stories. So I decided I'm going to film it for you. I'm going to give you what you want. So if you want to see what look I've been rocking a lot lately, keep on watching. Click that subscribe button if you're new. And if you are, hello, I am Trina. And now let's get into this look. I've only had one coffee and I feel like I'm wired. I am going to start off with the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. This, I'm sure you guys, if you watch my videos, know that this is like my favorite moisturizer. Look at how the camera is picking up that hydration. You can actually see skin texture. I'm so happy about this. I'm gonna go in with some foundation now. For this, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I just recently went back to this product. I used to use it a lot back in the day, and to be completely honest, I think I just forgot about how good of a product it was, but it gives you really good coverage with just one or two layers. Like this is one layer of the product, and look at how well it just evened everything out, and my skin already looks flawless, but I will usually go in with a little bit more just to even things out so that when I apply product over top it doesn't look blotchy. I'm using the shade 106 Sun Beige. The color is a little bit, probably a little bit darker than my neck, but once I use powders and everything, it'll blend in. Should blend in. For concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter just underneath the eyes because the foundation does really good coverage. That for me, the only place I want to provide more coverage is just for these dark circles. This mix of the concealer with the foundation, I have to actually work really quickly because they're both quick setting products, and if you don't, it kind of gets a little bit cakey on your skin. So if I don't talk for a few seconds here, you know why. Flawless. The powder that I like to set my face lately with is the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Medium Plus. I think why I love this so much is because it's such a lightweight powder. It doesn't give you that super made up look, and it almost just adds a little bit of a glow to your skin, like a sheen, so it's not a flat matte powder, which makes your skin look really healthy and kind of glowy. I think that's why I love the combo of those two products together, because it's like a really mattifying foundation, and then when you put the mineral powder on top, it gives your skin like a nice radiant look. It's a nice balance between the two. So let's go and get some brows on because I'm feeling very naked without them. You guys already know what product I'm gonna use. This MAC Shape and Shade. It's all rubbed off. Yes, Shape and Shade Brow Tint in the color Taupe. This is like the only thing that I want to use on my brows because it's so good. And this one's actually drying out, so I'm gonna have to buy a new one. It just allows me to get right in there and do really natural hair-like strokes at the start of the brow. And you can do a really light natural brow with this, or you can amp it up and go a little bit heavier and do a more defined dramatic brow. It sounds like somebody is drilling, or like, no, buffing their walls or floors with a very loud machine. Today, of all days, it's gonna happen today because, you know, Trina's filming, so let's get all the machines fired up. Now for the eyes, they're pretty basic. I'm warning you, there's nothing complicated here. It's really quite simple. A lot of the times I will take my Hoola bronzer because it's already in my makeup bag. I'm going to be using it as my bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzing products ever. And I'll run a little bit of that in my crease. So just back and forth motions in the hollow of my eye. I honestly just take it into the crease. I bring it up onto this bone right here. It's like your brow bone that connects to your nose. And you can sweep it onto the nose to help define this area too, because again, it's just a bronzer and it is the one that I use anyways. Just like that. I'll usually put a little bit more into the outer edge, like so it kind of elongates the shape, and just sweep the color out into like a V. And then I will connect that into my lower lash line. And you can do this with any color eyeshadow that you have. Like if you have your favorite matte brown, I would use that instead. A lot of the times I do use the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. Actually, I will be using one color from this to do the lid. But if you were to ask me what colors I would use in place of my bronzer, it would be the Peach Tea. You can tell I use this one a lot. It is so good. I actually just love this palette. I use it in a lot of my videos, but again, I think that's a good thing because then you can see that I actually really love it. Another shadow that I love using is the Peaches and Cream, which I think I'm actually going to use for my lids. I might actually spend a little extra time taking another brush, which by the way, look at this. I just got this in the mail the other day. I threw all the brushes that I cleaned for this video in here this morning, and I think it's so cute. But it's missing one of my favorite brushes. Got it. I cannot live without this brush. It's from MAC. The numbers are rubbed off because I've had these ones for years, but this is just one brush that I cannot live without. I'll leave a link to whatever one this is in my description box. And do you guys care about brushes? Like I usually kind of brush right past them, but if you want to know what brushes I use in my videos, just let me know and I'll start leaving them in my description box so you actually know which ones they are. So I'll take this clean, well, what was clean MAC shadow blending brush, and I will just kind of chisel out the line that I want so that it looks defined, and I'll sweep it up into the crease just so I have like a clean look, and that is it. Now for the lids, you could just leave them like this, put a little mascara on, you'd be good to go. But I always like to put something on there just to make sure there's no creasing and just to add a little extra something. But I like to use a neutral color. So the one that I always kind of flock to is the Peaches and Cream because I think this goes really well with the brown that I use in the crease and with my skin tone. Now even this is actually looking a little bit heavier than I will even go, or maybe it's just because all the cameras and the lights are on me, but I'm just gonna take a blending brush and smooth over everything so it looks a little more natural. Now something that I just started doing, and I mean just started doing like 2 weeks ago, I was playing around and I wanted to try baking, and I don't mean getting in the kitchen baking up a batch of cookies. I mean baking with powder. I used to hate this. I did this a few times a long time ago, and every time I did it, I just felt like I looked 100 years old. But then like 2 weeks ago, I'm in my bathroom. I wanted to try something new because I wanted some brightness underneath the eyes, and I was like, okay, how am I gonna get that? Because right now you can see I'm kind of just looking flat. I'm using the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder and my Black Beauty Blender. And what I've been doing is taking this along the sides of my nose and just kind of, it feels like you're just stamping the product on there. And I start here because this is gonna define the nose and kind of do a little natural contouring. And then I will take some and just apply it right underneath the eyes. And I mean that much. Actually, that's a lot. That's more than I've been doing. So fingers crossed this goes okay. And I don't mean doing this for every day. I do not do this every day. But the last few times that I've done it, it just makes me look a little bit more chiseled and sculpted. And I like it. So I'll do that underneath my eyes and I'll let that sit there for a few seconds. It looks crazy, I know. If you want, you can even do a little bit on your forehead, and then this really like locks in the powder all day so you don't get shiny in this area. Chin too. I'm just gonna let this sit here for a short amount of time. I don't let it bake for a long time. I know some people will let it sit there for like an hour, but that ain't me. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna give my lashes a curl up and then go in with some mascara. I'm using the It Cosmetics Superhero. And then I will go in with that same brush that I used earlier, and now it's time to wipe all this powder off. So I'm just gonna like flick it. Hopefully you can tell a difference and it looks a little bit more uplifted or highlighted. To be honest, I'm looking at it in camera and I don't see that much of a difference. Maybe it's just today, maybe because I didn't use as much concealer as I should have, although I used quite a bit. Maybe I should have used a lighter shade, but I've noticed that in photos or in certain lighting, it shows better. Now it's time to bronze the face, so I'm gonna go in with my Hoola bronzer. I've already used this on the eyes, but now it's time for the cheeks. So I'm just gonna run this along, basically, well, because I have an angled brush, it makes it easy, but I just kind of flick it onto the hollows and upwards, like onto my cheek, bring it up onto the temple, and then I work it into the hairline so it looks natural and like that sun-kissed look. Bronzer, no bronzer, just a little bit more sculpted. And now if you want to take things to the next level, like say you have a few extra minutes to spare, go in with a little bit more powder. So this is where you're gonna see a really dramatic effect, is if you take a little bit of the powder, and you see how some of my bronzer's coming a little bit further down than I'd like. I'll take the Beauty Blender and I will just basically drag that underneath that contour. And this is gonna make you look chiseled. One more time, chiseled. Remember how I told you that this was like my easy, quick, go-to glam? It kind of is though, because on a day where I don't care too much about how my makeup's gonna look on camera, because today I'm being way more careful with it. On an average day, I'm like, yeah, whatever, just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's a lot quicker. Now for blush, I'm using my Galifornia, also from Benefit. And this has been my replacement from my old school love, the Coralista from Benefit. I don't know if that's discontinued, because when I go online, well, when I go to the store, they don't have it, because I think that this was the replacement. But when you go online, it's available on there. I think maybe I just have to order it online, but I don't know if it was fully discontinued, so if you know, please let me know. So I'm just putting this on the apples of my cheeks and kind of blending back. And then honestly, with my brush, I'm just kind of knocking that powder off now and making sure everything looks well blended. For lips, I'm using the MAC lip pencil in Hover. I love Spice also, which you guys know I use a lot. One of those two is always in my purse, but this one I've been loving a little more lately because it's more brown, whereas the other one's like a pinky brown. So I line and fill them in with that. And then I go in with my Fenty GlossBomb. I'm almost out of this, by the way. I've never loved a lip gloss as much as I love this. I can't even believe it myself because it just sounds silly. And this is actually a lip gloss that I'm out of that I'm going to be repurchasing. Actually, I don't even know if I have enough for this video. I'm gonna scrape the sides. And yeah, I don't know what it is that I love about this, but it just looks so good. Now we are almost done with this look. I think the only other thing that I'm missing is a highlighter. The one that I just recently went back to is the Mary Luminizer from the Balm. This highlighter is the shit. It's just the most beautiful mix of goldy pearl. I'm using what is normally like a foundation brush. It's looking gold. It's looking real good, but I'm just gonna tap that in with my Beauty Blender because I don't like it to look frosty or like it's just sitting on top of the skin. In fact, after this, I'm gonna do one more step to lock it in. So let me just apply it where I want first. I like to do a little bit on the temple, just a little bit. I don't wanna be looking sweaty. Then I'll take a little bit onto a pointed brush and I'll apply some right underneath the brow, like right where the arch is, just in this area right here. Woo, woo, woo. I don't, by the way, bring it all the way down. I stop right here because when you bring it down, it almost just kind of defeats the purpose of it. You're trying to highlight the areas that you want to pop and make look lifted. And then if I'm feeling fancy, I'll go and I'll pop a little bit in the tear duct. Yeah. A little on the Cupid's bow, never hurt nobody. A little bit here too. I don't even know why, but I see all the cool kids doing it. And now the last And final step that I do is take a little MAC Fix Plus and spritz the entire face. This just makes your skin go from like that real, when you use mattifying products and then powders over top, it can cause your skin to look really flat, like lifeless. So when you go in and add like a setting powder over top, it just kind of brings your skin back to life. And this is the finished makeup look. I really hope you guys liked how it turned out. Thank you so much for requesting it from my Instagram stories. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram yet, come be friends. My username is right here. It's TrinaDuhra. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you're new. I post here every Friday, so make sure to come back next week for a brand new video. One more thing before you leave. Don't exit out of this video just yet. Before you leave me a comment and let me know what product, what video you want to see next. Is it a makeup tutorial? Is it a product review? Is it something to do with like lifestyle? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in next week's video. I hope you're all doing well. Take care and we'll talk soon. Bye. That was weird. I never say that. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all in next week's video.